Blog Talk Radio.
Following ingredients include a look behind the scenes. Cook uncovered until hot. Add groove to taste.
I would like, if I may, to take you on a strange journey.
Once upon a time, there was a little girl.
The accident was over a year ago. A second woman has been elected president. The 12th planet has been named in the solar system. The last wild polar bear has died. I slept through it all. I was here for my waking. He called it a beginning. He said it was good. I think he may have thought that anything I did was good.
Welcome to Transition Radio with your host, Mark Angelo Cummings. The show for trans folks by trans folks, here to let your voice be heard.
Well, hello and good evening and welcome to Transition Radio. My name is Mark Angelo Cummings, your host, and tonight's show is being broadcast live from the land of enchantment, Silver City, New Mexico. I wanted to take a moment to thank our sponsor, thebreastformstore.com. They have everything you can imagine to enhance your feminizing needs, as well as the wonderful Dr. Vartan Madirosian. He's a facial feminization specialist, and he's based out of Jupiter, Florida. Please visit the website, our website, www.transitionradio.net. We got banners all over. Click and support them, and please tell them Transition Radio sent you. Also, support the advertiser. One of really important advertiser is Katie DeYoung. She's an amazing author. She's got over 5 to 6 books and continues to write amazing stories. You definitely want to check out her work and support her. Well, tonight I was supposed to have a guest by the name of Shauna Bergeron. All week long, she's been contacting me through Facebook, back and forth. You got my number. Should we do this? Should we do that? And something in my little gut kind of told me, let me check the number she gave me, because she kept changing the numbers, and sure enough, I called all three, and 3 numbers disconnected, no numbers available. She actually had contacted me wanting to be on the TV show, but because she had no video, one of the requirements to be on the TV show is that you must have some form of video, whether it's your transition video, whether it's something you're promoting, to add spice to the show and just kind of not make it just all Q&A. Well, I tried the numbers earlier, no answer. I went on her Facebook, tried to email her, no answer, and no call from her. Getting ready to do the interview tonight, which I have no backup plan, thinking, okay, she's definitely going to be there. But you know what? I just kind of pull things out of my hat, and I will talk away because that's what I do best, according to my the network producer on Gay Life Television. He says, well, you can talk. And I can. I mean, that's the female in me, I guess. So let's see. Even though we don't have her on the show tonight, I'm going to kind of read the bio and kind of give you a little background, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that are going to be able to relate to the story, and it's one of the reasons I actually wanted to bring the story to light. She has raised 2 girls and a son. I believe that her wife died in an accident, and she was taking care of the kids, and when she transitioned, the family tried to take the kids away. I believe that maybe the family had something to do with her not being on the show tonight, because as I was announcing the shows, there was some family members that put some sort of comment on the announcement, so it probably either bullied her not to be on the show, or she just got scared or something or another. Maybe something happened. Who knows? I might be jumping to all sorts of conclusion. Anyway, she says that ever since she was 5 years old, there was something different about her. And during Christmas time and birthday, she always wanted girl things. But she kept all this locked up inside. I wanted to point out, because a lot of people say this, when they're telling their stories, and pretty much you hear one trans person's story, it kind of reflects all of our stories. Gender role does not mean gender. dolls do not pertain to girls, and cars do not pertain to boys. Blue is not just the boy color, and pink is not just the girl color. I think in society we have been brainwashed to believe so many things, and we are so ingrained by this stuff that we actually believe it. So all the story always says the same thing. Wanted to play with cars versus dolls, which is what I would say in the beginning as well, until through the years of evolution I started thinking, really? I mean, it's like if you're in an island and you have no TV and no one ever told you, hey, pink's for girls, blue's for boys, dolls are for girls, and cars are for boys, you would know from Adam. I mean, you've been playing with coconuts and shells, and is that a special coconut for the girls or a special shell for the boys? I mean, we are such brainwashed society that everything that's inside our head is not even our own thoughts. It's stuff that's been put there from the time we were born, and we've been told by our preacher, our teachers, our parents, governors, you name it. Everybody just kind of puts a little bit of a seed in there, and they program us. So much so. Let me finish reading a little bit of this bio. Actually, I'm not, because the guest didn't show up, so why should I continue reading the bio? There's been this crazy thing going around Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, not like there's so many other crazy things going around Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, about the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. And friends, and I'm like, what is this all about? And all of a sudden, I just started seeing it everywhere. And I'm like, oh, God, please don't anyone do this, because I'm not doing this challenge. I mean, I'm not much for these chain gang thing that people do, that you have to do and you have to write, because people feel pressure like they have to do these things. Well, hold and behold, my sister, my real sister, young sister, baby sister, which I love to death, challenged me because our baby brother challenged her. Well, I sat there really thinking about this last night when I found out that she did this. I saw it on Facebook. She had tagged me. I'm like, I'm not doing this. There are all sorts of diseases that have been created by all the chemicals that we ingest, breathe, smell, whatever you call it, rub it on our skin. And to me, it's no coincidence that we get all these neurological conditions, from Parkinson's to MS, you name it. You kind of got to wonder, where are all these diseases coming from? Is it just we're pulling it out of our hats, or is it just all of a sudden? No, it's chemicals that are being pushed upon us so that we can get sick. So guess who could try? Not cure us, because they will never find a cure. Just simply provide a treatment so that we could be on this medication for the rest of our lives. Look at AIDS. Look at all these diseases. You got to wonder, did they just magically appear by the green monkey in Africa? Or did somebody genetically engineer this in a laboratory saying, we're not going to find the cure, but we're going to have this treatment, so they have to be on this for the rest of their lives? And if you look around you folks, from mental conditions to diabetes, everything is never a cure, because you never hear a cure. Cures have no money. Cancer is radiation or chemotherapy. Not a cure. Temporarily, they kind of make things dormant, but it comes right back, so you have to back again and go and get some more, and then get even sicker, and then you have to take another pill, and so forth and so on. It is real. We're not seeing the big picture here. I even think that us, the transgender new wave, is something that's been genetically modified and created. Some crazy-ass engineering scientific lunatic probably figured, it'd be interesting to see what we can do. We can make boys into girls and girls into boys and make them think they are, and so forth and so on. I know many of you probably think, God, he's gone mad. But I think a lot. Sometimes I think too much. And all these thought processes, really, I have to share it, because if I just keep this to myself, I'll probably blow up a fuse or something. But most people are not even aware of what around them. Most people just get up in the morning with that alarm clock, mindlessly get in their car, go to work, punch in, get behind a desk, or whatever it is that you do repetitively, day in, day out, never question anything, never worry about anything. You put on the news, they tell you, oh, this is this and that, and you go, oh, yeah, this is this and that. Never investigate it, never look at the other side of the coin. Oh, it's a conspiracy theorist. Yeah, that's what I tell you, yes. If they don't believe in what we're saying, we'll call the other side conspiracy nuts. So, get the sheeples against all the people that are actually awake and aware and think. Not that those of us that are aware and awake are any better than anybody else. We just don't fall for the crap that we're being fed from the moment that we are little kids. Hey, guys, you're welcome to call in. Are you going to sit there and listen to me ramble? The number is 646-716-6895. I'm going to start gearing the shows a little bit more towards what's happening in the world, spirituality. Jess and I have been doing this, and now I'm doing this on my own for the past 2 years, and we've been sharing stories after stories, heartfelt stories from kids to adults who are transgender, transsexual, genderqueer, in the LGBT community, the entire spectrum, our allies, and it's been an amazing, amazing lineup of guests that we've had. But pretty much there doesn't seem to be a lot of support. And we were trailblazers, and what we were doing, there was nothing out there like that. And we have a library of amazing interviews where if somebody wants to learn about what is a transgender person, who is a transgender person, they could pick from interview after interview and listen to the radio show or watch the TV shows that have incredible information there for you. So I'm going to try to gear things a little different and try to put the spotlight on individuals in the world that are doing great things, whether you're a comedian, or whether, like the guy Michael Silver, I think was his name, the love man that I called, spreading love. Wonderful interview, funny, heartfelt. I think we need to stop focusing on the negative, and that is particularly what we have been trained to do from the time we're little, to focus on bad things and bad things that happen to us. Oh, the sad story. Political organizations benefit from this because they can rally people, piss them off, and get them to go out in the street and just rally and say, oh, we want this kind of rights, and we want this from you, and we need that from you. And you'd be like, wow, what a beautiful day. That sun is shining so bright, and look at how wonderful those trees are growing from all that rain and all that great sun. And wow, I really enjoyed this organic fruit that I ate today. It made me feel so good. But people are always focusing on bad things, and we wonder why all sorts of bad things happen to us. We need to start focusing on happier thoughts. We need to start focusing on love and laughter. So, okay, you're born with a disability. Hey, let's take a look at what abilities you do have. Yes, you were born, supposedly, because I don't like using this term, in the wrong body. No, I think you are blessed to be able to feel what it feels like to be both male and female. And maybe you have more of an inclination from one gender than the other, but it doesn't mean you were born inadequate or in the wrong body or anything wrong with you. But again, the medical system found a way to make money. Yes, we'll cut their genitals, add new ones, and we'll give them hormones. And then, more pharmaceutical companies are going to have lots of hormones to give you, so they're going to make lots of money, and then you're going to get cancer and sick, so then some more pharmaceuticals. It's a vicious cycle, folks. Vicious cycle, and not too many people really think about this vicious cycle because all we want is instant gratification. Like little spoiled kids that want it and want it now. We don't think like, okay, I'm going to take these hormones that really have not been tested. I mean, hormones before transgender people were given hormones were given to individuals that went through menopause, and they didn't do very well on that because a lot of them that were on these hormonal replacement therapy that ended up dying with cancer and ended up having other complications. So people caught on to that. So provide all this bash of hormones that we created and all this formula. Yeah, transgender people, hey, why not? Not to judge and not to say that what we're doing is bad, because we've got to do what we've got to do. And in life, I don't believe there's anything considered bad or good. Things just are. We're here to learn. But we can't take our lives so serious, and we can't live our lives so upset about everything. And we've got to look at the bigger picture of what's going on in the world, because if we don't, we're going to end up, and sadly enough to say, like Robin Williams, a man who made us laugh, a man who had everything, yet something still plagued him enough to take his own life. Depression is one of these things that many of us, I too have suffered from depression, and I go on my ups and I go on my downs. But Have we ever wondered why we suffer from these ailments? Have we, for one moment, have thought, okay, let's take a look 100 years from today, 100 years back, 200 years back. We were living a different lifestyle. We didn't have all this fast-paced computers, TV, washing machine, cars. We got exercise. We were in nature. We had a rite of passage. We were in a tribe, and you were 13 years old or 12 years old. I don't know how old you were when you had to do your rite of passage. You had to go and find your way and come back with your first hunt and, become a man that way. And a woman had her, her thing to do, and everybody in the tribe gathered around a fire, and they had a good old time, and they didn't have the TV, they didn't have the internet, they didn't have none of this crazy things that is screwing up our neurological system and making us a bunch of robotic, crazy drones. Back in the day, life is so different. So, going forward, do we wonder why we have all these diseases? Because we are living an unnatural life. Everything about us is synthetic. From the clothes we wear, to the food we eat, to the air we breathe. And let's not talk about the medications that we stuff down our throat trying to chase the cure from one thing or the other, or the treatment, because again, there's no cure. I don't know, folks, if any of you have these thoughts, or maybe you do and you just don't want to know because it can be depressing. But to me, what's more depressing is ignoring the facts of what is actually going on in life. I want to share a little story here that happened a few days ago. One of my Facebook friends, which I'm not going to mention names, her mother passed, and I went in her page, and my way of trying to console her was to tell her, don't hold on to this pain. Because, we are taught that we need pain. Pain, you're not a victim. If you're not feeling sorry for yourself or feeling sorry for someone, then something's wrong with you. So I went about and telling her, don't hold on to that pain. Just remember the memories, the wonderful memories. Let her go. Oh, for crying out loud. It was like I told her the way she turned it on, don't tell me not to feel and blah, blah, blah. I mean, she just went on and on and on about it and said something really mean, like, typical man, and I'm like, well, I'm not your typical man. I'm trans. And I emailed her that in private because I didn't want to embarrass her or anything of that nature. And she's like, well, you just lost a friend. Boom. And she unfriended me. I'm like, okay, I could understand she's in pain, and I will forgive her, and I understand where she's coming from. But what is it with humanity that we have to mourn death instead of celebrating death? Hey, we're finally out of this craziness. What is so great about living in a world that you're barely living? I mean, how many people could actually say that they're happy with their lives? They have, the time is their own. They spend all this wonderful time with their family. No, the majority of people go to work 8 hours a day, commuting maybe an hour each way, or, you're lucky if you have less of a commute. You get to spend maybe an hour or two with your wife, and you're so tired you can't, all you hear is whack, 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 whack when she talks. You don't get to spend hardly any time with your kids. Call that living, and we call that, wonderful life. And yet, when somebody passes, because A, they've been suffering, in this particular case, her mom had Alzheimer's, and I know how debilitating that disease is because I've worked with many Alzheimer's patients, and trust me, it's almost like a relief when they finally get to go home. Death is not a terrible thing, folks. We have been taught to fear death, and death is just as important as living. And one of the things I believe in is that death is not the end. It's like a chapter. This chapter ended, now we're going to another chapter. I believe that there are many dimensions in our world. This, to me, is the third dimension. It's a dimension that's meant to really get rid of a lot of our baggage, which we come here with baggage, challenges, and through the altercations, through the different scenarios that we're faced in life, we learn to grow and maybe get rid of that particular baggage. It's like one of those hot air balloons. You can't go up in the air until you start throwing away or throwing down those bags of sand. And, we celebrate birth like such a joyous thing. Woohoo! Baby born. Yeah, baby girl. Wow. Congratulations, Daddy. Here, have a cigar. Ooh-hoo. And, it should be the other way around. It's like, wow. Being born. Yeah, lots of challenges to face. Just look around you. Look at the Middle East. Gaza, Israel, bombing each other. Who gets to suffer the most? Those poor kids. Arms blown up, brains blown up. Ooh, they got born into this world to enjoy, muscle off, all that good stuff. I don't know. Maybe I need to stop thinking so much. Thing is, I've been this way since I was a little kid. I've had this mentality, the way of thinking, ever since I could talk. I had a hard time making friends because I could never relate with the people around me. Because to me, they were like, foolish. What are they doing? What are they thinking? I would often say that I was from another planet. I remember this only made matters worse for me because I used to get made fun of all the time. And one day, like an idiot, I turned around and told a group of kids that I was playing with in PE, I'm from Mars. I'm a Martian. Oh, boy. That opened up a can of worms, and that stuck with me till I made it through high school and finally left Florida and went to El Paso, Texas. Well, Martian was no longer because now I was in a new environment and they didn't know my past. But you know what? Back then, when they used to call me Martian, it used to kind of hurt a little bit because as a kid, you want to make friends, or you kind of think you do, and you want to be liked, and you don't understand why people don't like you. And you don't understand why you can't relate to people. As I got older, I started realizing, it's okay. It's okay that not everyone is going to like me. It's okay that I have problems making friends. It's because I am different, and I have embraced my difference. I am happy with who I am. I love myself. And a lot of people don't like me because I do love myself. They may see me as arrogant. They may see me as a know-it-all. They may sense the truth that I'm bringing forth as an irritant to them because, as one great man, Jordan Maxwell, says, people that bring truth, the truth bearer, their light is so bright that most people can't deal with the bright light. So they shy away from you, or they just push you away, or they call you names, or they think you're the devil, or whatever else. I have learned to accept myself for who I am, totally. And my goal is to be able to plant seeds in this world. And I may not change the way you think, but as long as I get you to think, as long as I get you to realize that there's not one right way of doing things, there's many different ways of doing things, and to open up your mind and heart a little bit might just make you a better person. Okay, left of the show, and I wanted to tell you guys that this Thursday we got Nolan Dillard. He's a young gay FTM with an amazing story to tell. He's got a very loving and accepting fiance. He reached out to me because he wanted to tell his story. He gets bullied a lot from other trans men because he is not on hormones and he hasn't had any surgery, and I don't even think he wants to do any of that. He feels he's a man, a boy, a young guy, and and that's okay. And there's a lot of us out there like that. I know that I had my surgeries and I got on hormones, but to me I was a product of power of suggestion. And it almost like, oh yeah, that's what's wrong with me. I need to do this to make myself right. But newsflash, folks, no matter what you do, it's never truly completely right because there is nothing wrong. We are meant to be this way. We are ahead of our time, and we're being bullied and pressured by the world. And that is a very sad thing. Anyway, I am going to end the show with an original that Jesse and I wrote a while back. It's your life. It is your life, folks. Live it. Enjoy it. Don't let others tell you what to do. don't believe in anything I say, do your research. Follow your heart. Follow your inner guidance. Don't forget to tune in Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Gay Life Television or on the website. If you click on TV and chat, you can watch and chat at the same time. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Thank you to my sponsors, my advertisers. Thank you, all of you. Support I get on Facebook, the support I get on YouTube. I love you guys. I love you to death. But remember to always love yourselves too. And here it is, It's Your Life by Transcend, who is no more.
life. It's your life. Live it well. Oh, spread your wings and fly. Take the gamble and learn to live it right.